After that, nobody can come in. You know what Noah's Ark? The great ark that was created during the great deluge, or we even have something called the antediluvian and the pre-diluvian. You heard of that word pre-diluvian? Pre-diluvian means before the deluge, before the floods, and that was Noah's floods. And when the Noah's Ark, the door was closed, nobody else was coming because the invitation went out, come, 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 and only Noah's family listened, and all the animals of the earth. Yeah, and and then the door was permanently shut. That means nobody will come in now. Is that okay? And Shraddha is guarding the door. Noah's Ark. Okay. There is the latest movie on Noah. Have you seen anyone? Okay, but it's not historical. It's very fictional. All right. Welcome back. After almost a month, it's exactly a month since we had the last TWT session. I'm extremely happy to put this picture up there. And you must be wondering who these are. Okay, these are two guys, Akhilesh, Mukesh, and Sneha. And Akhilesh is from Madhya Pradesh, and Mukesh is from Uttar Pradesh. Last 3.5 years or more, maybe, we have had an association with them through the Nehru Place Center. They had come and were living in shanties nearby with their families and coming to Nehru Place every day for work. And when we started the Nehru Place Center, these guys were identified by our first guy who was doing it. I mean, I keep remembering that guy. I don't even know why he left us or why we left him. Ram Kalyan. Why we let him go. You know, there's a lot of stories around him. He's the one who started this. He's the one who gathered, congregated all these street children right under some trees here before we moved to that Nehru Place Center, etc. And these two kids, around 15 years old at that point of time, they were identified and they were brought to the center. And at the center, for the very first time, they learned how to read and write and converse. And the story doesn't end there. How does Sneha fit into the story? Who is Sneha? How many of you know Sneha, seen Sneha, interacted with her? Sorry? Sneha.
Sneha, she's in the office, yeah. Sneha is here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Ritu or Sneha better.
Ritu's the one who got. And they are here and they're not here.
Yeah, I just told them
Then
again.
I shouldn't say anything good about them then. The Noah's Ark is shut. How can we let them in? Okay. Well, the good story is that these guys were identified, and we just put them through some vocational training, how to speak and all that, and they were picked up by our fundraising team. This is the very first of its kind, of course, very first job for Akhilesh and Mukesh, and very first for Save the Children, to actually absorb people from our own center. I feel extremely proud about that. Because 1st of April, if you remember, some of the kids who came and did a small skit, yeah? You remember that? Yeah. And these were among the first lot. And they are working with us right now. Isn't it wonderful? Yes. Let's give a round of applause to ourselves. And are they here? They're still not here. Okay, when they come, we will further recognize and acknowledge them. And Ritu is the one who sings Janaganamana every day right next to my door. You know that? How many of you sing national anthem before you start your work? Do you recognize these people?
Yeah, they are Mukesh and Akhilesh.
And who is next to that?
This is me, Anushka.
We have identified all of them, and why are you guys not here in this meeting?
In fact, we have some mall activity from tomorrow morning, so we will.
Okay, good. We are saying such fantastic things about you, so we wanted you to hear them. And this is a wonderful work of collaboration between the fundraising team and the Delhi State Program Office. We already talked about Mukesh and Akhilesh and how they're working, and also we talked about Janaganamana. Yeah, tell them why you sing Janaganamana before you start work. Can you tell them?
It reminds us every day that we are working for our country. So
Excellent. Every day they remind themselves we are working for the country and for our children. And I wonder why you're not seeing Janarman next to my room anymore. Otherwise, I used to come and see you.
Mona never gives me that room.
They don't do that. So that's a very happy occasion, and extremely proud that our children, and I have got this great emotional link with this center because for some reason I believe that I am responsible for that center. You know, I have that ownership because it started, that was started, and they showed that skit, and Thomas sir coming with this tie, which I don't wear. But at least those kids depicted that, and I was very happy. So we move on from there. And yesterday, was it yesterday or day before? Yesterday we had the larger SMT meeting. No, day before. Tuesday. Today is Thursday. Okay. Tuesday on 29th. And 28th was, we should have given a holiday to the office. I don't know why we didn't give it. That's terrible.
We are glad to take it.
You're glad to
Oh, we can get popcorn.
Okay. Remember,
Monday.
next April 28th, next year, it will be a holiday. Why?
It will be Sunday.
Excellent. So, so what did you say?
It will be Sunday.
It will be Sunday. I don't know. But
Very much should be on
it was-
28th and Labor Day you all work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. What a shame.
Okay, so 29th we had this wonderful large SMT meeting, which we agreed that we will do once in, because we heard from you. We heard from a lot of people that this SMT come together, 6 people discuss, and they decide for the organization. We should try to capture the voices of others, etc. So we said no, we will definitely get the next set of managers to also participate. So we said once in 3 months we will do that. So the first time around we did it in January, and the second time around we did it yesterday on 29th, and that was lovely. We reviewed the quarter gone by, and there were some wonderful things that we captured, and to feed back to you what happened in the, we are going places. Our journey, has really taken a good turn, and it's been turning well. It has been going well. It has been progressing well. And but just to let you know, in the last 2 weeks, I was in Mumbai. I was meeting with this very large company called Mondelez, which has got this wonderful, great product called Cadbury chocolate and other things along with that. Met the managing director of Mondelez in India, in Mumbai, and we signed up a project worth about 30 crores for the next 3 years. Yeah, isn't it wonderful? And from Mondelez, we took a flight straight to Chandigarh. Why did I go to Chandigarh? Happens to be my home. Chandigarh. Yeah. My daughter would have died listening to that joke. She would have said that, Papa, this is a real poor joke. But I can't resist such opportunities of poor jokes. Okay, so flew straight to Chandigarh, and there was this Delhi team, and and Mickey was the one who was leading on that from our end for some time, talking to the Haryana government. We signed up an MOU with Haryana, the Principal Secretary of Education. We had the meeting in the office. We signed an MOU with the Haryana government, which could lead to large, huge potential for the very first time for Save the Children to be actually working with directly with the government of India or government of Haryana. Actually, an interesting question was asked in Bangalore when I was relating this story. If you're going to work with the government, national or state government, can you still call ourselves an NGO, a non-government organization, if you work with the government? Isn't that an interesting question? Can we?
Yes.
Yeah?
Congos.
First of all, we shouldn't call ourselves NGOs. What are we? OFA. What is the OFA? Excellent. Malayalis have brains. Yes. So, yours answer. I can only listen to Mallu's. So it's an organization for action, and we are acting. So from there, where did I go? From Chandigarh, I came back for one day, Sunday to kind of recuperate. And Monday, I was on a plane again. We went to Bangalore. And Irvin, I, and Isha, we went to GE office. And when we went to GE office, I told the SMT what all we went through. Barring a strip search, we went through every other security check possible. We had to stand in front of this large machine. Have you seen this international security now? You go and stand like this in front, and there is a huff and a puff, and then where they check whether you're carrying narcotics or whatever. I don't know why we go through all those security checks, but we did go through that. But it was worth it, and they had invited us, GE. How did they invite us? Yeah, let me just track back a little bit. A couple of weeks prior to that, in Delhi, we had organized a meeting along with the RMNCHA coalition and CII, a meeting of the industry to talk about the issue of RMNCHA plus matters and how the private sector could engage themselves in changing this landscape of maternal and child mortality. And I'm not so sure if you all realize that infant mortality in India, which is supposed to be the last mile or the last barrier, if you will, is actually dipping. And the pace of its dipping has increased in the last 4 years. We have the data now for 2012, SRS, which was reported in 2013. So in the last 2 years of its reporting, actually every year there's been a 6% decline in neonatal mortality, which is fantastic news for us. And at this point of time, if all of us come together, the civil society, the government, and all the actors come together, we can actually achieve the MDG 4. And what is MDG 4? Not the health, medical, nutrition guys here. What is MDG 4? What is Millennium Development Goal 4? Quiz question. If Save the Children doesn't know that, we are in the wrong business. Really in the wrong business. All you smart people. Somebody said somebody. Okay, go ahead. Go for it. SOAS, go for it. Okay. Maternal mortality, by the way, is MDG 5. Child mortality by how much? 3/4 is actually maternal mortality. This is 2/3. Oh, if it is not 3/4, okay, 2/3 by 2015, right? And up until now, we even Save the Children. Even when we started in 2009, I was not very hopeful. How many of you were here in 2009 when we started on this Everyone campaign? Yeah? Just three of you. Okay.
More than three.
What is that?
That's around five.
There are many of you, yeah. Okay, five of us. And we said that we are getting into this great campaign to reduce in child mortality, that is under 5 mortality, by 2015 by 2/3, and we got into the bandwagon. None of us were sure that it would happen or not, and even 3 years back I wasn't sure. Even 2 years back I wasn't sure. Up until the latest data came out and says that it is still possible. And that is why we thought it was very important to organize a meeting of the corporates, the industry, the private sector, how they can come together with the government and civil society players to put the resources behind it to reduce this terrible tragedy that is playing out in front of our eyes. And let me tell you, it is possible if we put our resources behind it even now. Yeah. So that was what the substance of that meeting, and after which there were Merck and many other health players in that meeting, and we were called by GE to Bangalore to see how we can work together. So several possibilities we discussed, and from there I went to Hyderabad. And what happened in Hyderabad, I will come to that soon. Apart from that, we also had in this meeting, apart from the review, we also heard from and some other wonderful things that happened. The election campaign, which we were a part of, you know that we've been tweeting and Facebooking and going and meeting the political leaders of this country. We met all the important people from BJP, from Congress, from Aam Aadmi Party, from CPI, and wonder of wonders, some of our suggestions are reflecting in the manifesto, okay, which is good news. We also had two movies, two films which have been produced, 3 films which have been produced, and one of it we said, yeah, just hold it back, and the other 2 are actually available on YouTube. How many of you have seen that? Okay, so many, very good. We will play that again at the end of this session. We play those 2 films, and apart from Pragya's 40,000 followers, another 100,000 followers also have gone there and on the Facebook liked it or whatever they talk about this impressions which runs into millions, which to me doesn't make much. She will come back to me. Okay. But it's been wonderful. Even I have gone and yesterday, put this badge or whatever. And if you look at on my Facebook, please, I encourage everybody to go on Facebook and go and like my picture. Will you do that? I have very few people who are my friends here. Yeah, Neha Jain is a good friend. And to tell you a good news about Neha Jain, a bad news and a good news. And all I found from Facebook. First day she put a picture, I lost my dog. Next day, good news, I found a husband. See what Facebook does for. Wonderful, isn't it? Okay. The other good news. It seems to be some wonderful news unfolding here, right? For the very first time, Save the Children India has been recognized by our global programming team in a competition called the Phoenix competition, and I think I must tell you that it's really a wonderful award for our efforts, and it's called New Horizon Team in Calcutta. Is anybody from Calcutta here? Is Biswaroop here? Biswaroop, okay, he's in Ranchi. It was conceptualized by our Dada. Where is Dada? today. I saw him this afternoon. Where is he missing? What is he doing? He's also interviewing. Okay. That team did it, and this is the beautician who were the vocational training, and our girl children from the domestic work area were trained, and it's really captured the attention of the globe. That it's wonderful, and it could be scaled up. It could get even more funding because of that, and even more interestingly, the people behind it, Vishwaroop and Susmita, they are joining us in Berlin on May 18th, when the award will be announced, and they will make that announcement to the world, to the Save the Children Global CEOs members meeting, which happens once a year, every year, and this is in Berlin this time, and I will be going. And the other good news is that I will also be leading a session called Accountability Framework, a session on basically on members' growth. And as India has been a success story, as all of you know, and many other countries, we are trying to actually get into that mode, which includes China, which includes South Africa, which include a country like Brazil, Indonesia, could be Philippines, Nigeria maybe. You know that Nigeria has now become the largest economy in Africa? It has overtaken South Africa. It's wonderful, yeah? So why can't Save the Children have a member in Nigeria? This is what we are trying. So, but then that means a lot of governance, a lot of good work. So we are creating an accountability framework in which peers will review peers. So India will undergo that peer review process, as many of you are engaged in that process. And we were supposed to have that review happen in the next couple of months, but because one of the senior members, who is Tove Wong from Norway, who is the CEO there, she can come only in August. I think it is shifted to August. Yeah. August. So that's happening. But I'm going to lead that session in the Berlin meeting, MM14 meeting. So this is some of the great good things that did happen, and I'm sure a lot more. I must be missing out some of it, but there are a lot more very interesting and good, wonderful things are happening both in the program arena, in the advocacy arena, in the knowledge management. Knowledge management, we are out with round 4 results, as well as the reach data. We didn't have time to look at all those things, but we will be looking at it, and the dissemination of that would be happening soon. I don't know when, but soon. You will all come to know about it. So as I've been reminding you in the last 6 months, I think we have reached somewhere as far as data collecting, gathering is concerned. And there is definitely a lot more professionalism in that. So I would like to again thank and congratulate that team. And you also have seen a lot of good, interesting work that is happening on employee engagement. So some great work. Yeah. All right. I know that I probably will take a little more time than usual, because there are some other interesting things also that I need to discuss with you, which is about something that has enormously saddened me, enormously engaged and consumed my mind in the last couple of months. I have written about it to you, and I would like to bring it to your attention for transparency purposes, as well as paying your attention, because we cannot be an organization and call ourselves an organization having values of accountability and integrity, and if we find things which is running against those very basic core of our existence, we have to take some action. If you don't take action, then obviously we don't care about our values. Values is something which we value. Values is something which is, I kept telling this to the SMT, is something which is costly. If it doesn't cost you anything, it is not value, right? It has to cost you something for something to be something to be valued, and sometimes that cost is comes at a great price, and unfortunate. Some of the systems have slipped. I must admit that, and also, and there has to be a fine balance between, let's say, systems and trust. For instance, you put systems in place, and I also trust my people, right? But do I trust everybody completely 100% so that they can do what they want? That is the question, right? How do we make ourselves accountable to the systems and processes that we have kept in? But let me tell you, some senior managers, as well as some other people in the organization, when it came to our attention, beyond any iota of doubt, that means there was a proper investigation done about that, and when we realized that they have deviated, not just deviated from the processes, but they have violated the basic code of conduct in the not tolerance or zero tolerance zone, we have to take action. If we deviate from a process with good intent, okay, I need to do something, otherwise that child will die, or we have to move forward. Let me urge each one of you to go and make that mistake. We should not be an organization like the UPA2. When they were hit with the UPA1 scandals and the bribery and 2G and the scams, so much so the UPA2 became paralyzed. They couldn't do anything. Files were piling up in offices. Bureaucracy became dead. Right now, I'm coming back from Adilabad. They were saying that in this very poor areas of the Gaunt and the Kollam communities, because of the bifurcation of the state and the elections, nothing seems to be working. The government is shut down there, and the government was largely shut down in the UPA2 because of everybody was scared. If I do touch this, do something wrong, I want to protect my job, right? Let us not be that organization. Yes, we want to send out that clear message, clear and loud to everyone, that if you err on the side of caution. Do not err into areas of zero tolerance area. And if you are in the zero tolerance area, if you violate the code of conduct in the zero tolerance area, for instance, something like if it is a sexual harassment, I'm not saying any of this thing is due to sexual harassment, but if it is a sexual harassment area, it is a zero tolerance area. If it is a fraudulent practice, it is a zero tolerance area. If it's a bad leadership, or if it is inefficient work delivery, that is not zero tolerance. If I have deviated from the process, instead of 3 quotations, I only got 2 quotations. That is fine. But if I fabricate documents of 2 quotations, that is fraud. Okay? Organization has no patience there. We have to take action, even if he or she is my best friend. And some of the people are people whom I have great respect for, great regard for, personally. And I have had that question with people. So I feel terribly, terribly let down. I feel disappointed, and I feel sad that shouldn't have happened. So I'm just communicating a very hard message to you, but it is important for all of you to know that do not be afraid. Yeah, do not be afraid. Do the right thing. For doing the right thing, do not be afraid. Your intent is very, very important. You can deviate from the process if it is from the right cause, but as much as possible, no. But if you deviate from the process, create an exception, and we should create an exception note for that. So that much, about what has happened. I'm sure some of this you may be hearing it. Some of you may be hearing it for the first time, but some of it it has filtered down to you in some level. We as an organization do give importance to our values, and values have to be clearly upheld. Uh, while saying that, I also mentioned that you know, some of this also happened over a period of time. You became complacent. You became I mean, you become complacent, and sometimes you take things for granted. And starting from me downwards, whether it be an SPM, whether it be of or our SMT members, we all should be governed. We all should be in have our own checks and balances. And my check and balances is you. If you find me at wrong, it'll be your responsibility to point out to me or point out to the board that here is a fellow who has become too arrogant. He has become a tyrant. He has become this great dictator. And I was telling David Forrest today, nobody is born a great dictator. Even Hitler, when he took over, I don't think he went there thinking that he would become a dictator. Or Saddam Hussein, with whom I share a birthday. Day before, by the way, which is not a bad thing. Even Saddam Hussein didn't go there thinking that he would become a great dictator. Who makes people great dictators? Tyrants. People who follow them, right? And then they suddenly think that they have this superpower, which is God-given, like Modi believes, because Modi believes that he's been put there by God himself. He said that. I'm just repeating what he said, so it can't be political. I'm repeating what he said. And if you start, having this nice group around you and keep coming and telling you, and again, there is a very fine difference between psychophancy and reality now. But I could be living in a fanciful world because all of you come and tell me. For example, if you come and tell me that, Thomas, you are handsome and you got lovely hair, appreciate that. Yeah. And then if you keep saying that every day to me, I start believing that I have nice hair. Yes or no? So that is called psychophancy. We don't want psychophancy, right? I don't want to create a group of people around me who would always be singing hallelujahs to me. That is not. I think we all should be. We should have healthy respect for people. I don't want people to come and write to me, respected sir. Respect should be mutual. I should respect as much as you should respect me. If I don't respect you, if I am dismissive of you, if I am arrogant, please say that to me on my face. Otherwise, after some time, you will have a great dictator in your hands. So it is your job to make sure that your leaders are not dictators. So I'm just giving you that, and it applies not to me. And I'm extremely happy I have a bunch of SNT members who don't sing my praises all the time. They do check me. And if you come for an SMT meeting, you will know that. And especially if you are only 6 of us sitting together, I think they are a little held back if it's a larger group. But it's a wonderful SMT simply because of what? Of those checks and balances, so that I don't become a great dictator. But it is your job to say that your boss doesn't become a great dictator. And one thing I also told people in Hyderabad is that it's a message for the whole group, is that when you see something wrong happening, and if you don't point out, I wrote it in my mail also, if you don't point that out, you are colluding with that. Silence is not an option here. You got to say that. You got to say that something is happening. Okay, the last thing that I want to say is that while we need to look at justice, there is also another important thing. If there is an allegation against somebody, that person has every right to defend, because sometimes there could be a wrong allegation. So we need to go through, cut through all these things and find out whether this is true or not, and because it's all about, if it's about people's lives. Sometimes there could be wrong allegation, right? Sometimes it would be all be trumped up charges. There are cases for that also. So, but at the end of the day, that is why it is not my decision. It's a decision of a group. It's a collective decision. Whenever something like this happens, there will always be a group of senior people who get involved, and it is collective wisdom that works after examining all the evidence before we take action. So I'm sorry that I've taken longer than, but I thought that was necessary for you to know how important some of these things are. All right, I think that's it from my end, and I'm going to hand over to Shweta for the announcement of the EGGI Award, and we have the last EGGI Award winner, who is Mufti. Hopefully, he's going to come online now. Technology works if it works. And Mufti is going to make that great announcement, right? Okay. So, come.
You just can't.
I don't know if the person is here.
Yeah.
Mufti is here.
Mufti is not here, but
How do you know? You are not supposed to know. Oh, no. Okay, so where is Mufti?
Just a second.
Huh?
Just a second.
How?
Numbers.
नहीं अब बता दिया
After this, it is question and answer. It's not question hour, but maybe question 15 minutes.
Hello.
Hello, Mufti. Hello,
Hello.
Mufti. Can you hear me? This is Thomas here.
Hi, Thomas. I can hear you.
Good, great. Mufti, we are here as the around this session of TWT, and
Okay.
again, once again, congratulations to you for you were the award winner, the EGGI Award winner for the month of February,
February.
and we are now going to announce, and it is your privilege not only to have found out the next EGGI Award winner, but also to announce his name and read out the citation. Would you do that?
Yeah, surely. It will be my pleasure.
And where are you, Mufti? Will you, if you please tell everybody?
I'm in Srinagar right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I take this privilege to announce Siddharth Pandey as Congratulations, Siddharth.
And why are you giving him the award? Why do you like him so much?
I'm reading the citation now.
Yes.
Siddharth joined as a program coordinator IPAP and later was promoted as program manager, which he really deserved under that IPAP program. IPAP being a multi-state project implemented in 5 states. During his tenure, he showed excellent coordination skills with great eye on detail. He has demonstrated strong program management, program implementation and monitoring skills. His multi-sectoral coordination within Save the Children, with donors and external agencies needs special mention. It was because of those coordination efforts we were able to close IPAP on time with targets achieved. I have also found him a reasonable and calm person. His complete focus remains on his work. I feel great to have a colleague with an organization like him. He always makes his presence felt through his work. Furthermore, it gives me immense pleasure to present a EGGI Award for the month of March 2014 to Siddharth, as we have successfully closed the IPAP program in the month of March 2014 in all the states. this being a perfect time to announce this well-deserved award. I once again congratulate Siddharth.
So the words I heard is a reasonable and calm person, and he makes his presence not felt. I mean, a presence felt through his work, not through his words.
Yeah,
Isn't that wonderful?
definitely, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Mufti. On your behalf, Mufti,
Thank you very much.
can I do the honor, since you're not here,
Yeah,
of handing
please,
over to Siddharth?
Please.
And
Thank you.
nothing is complete without a picture for Facebook. Where is it? Where is Ruchita?
Congratulations, Siddharth. Thank you.
Yes. Are you going to? Sorry, that is terrible. You told me that you're going to make me look better. Last time they put me with Pragya, and everybody is saying, "Who is this old man?" So, my wife said. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Pictures so we don't lose any.
Sir, few words from you.
Speech.
Few words.
And it's great to take this award. I know it's been 5 years. And it's not just me who deserves this award for IPAD. I'm not being very humble for this, not being very modest for this, but I want to be very clear on the fact that the state team, the advocacy coordinators were the ones who worked really hard on the project. I was just trying to coordinate everything, trying to put things in place. So more than me, they are the ones who deserve it. So a big thank you to all of them, and to the senior management, Shireen for sure, because she was handling a defect, and to Manav, and to my other line managers, Toby Porter, who appointed me for this particular job, and Lata as well.
Good. Congratulations again. That's good. Thank you very much. Just got to stand. Okay. Now the floor is open for questions. Maybe the next 15-20 minutes of questions and answers as much as I can. And some answers I will turn to my other colleagues if I can't give you the answer. Okay. So this is the time for you to question. Yes, you have a question. Others, please. No questions? Are you kind of stunned? Okay, who's the first person? Otherwise, I'm going to call out people to ask questions. Yeah? Radhika. No questions? Huh? Okay, pass it on. Pick up somebody and ask them to ask questions. Please ask questions. Is there something that you don't like? Please say it. If something you like, please say it. If there is a question about the happenings that you heard, there's some fantastic things happening. There's something not so great that has happened. So if you want any further clarifications on that, you could. Okay, I mean, everything cannot be. If I can't tell you that for confidentiality, etc., I won't. But otherwise, I'd be very happy to answer your questions. Yes.
Thomas, how's the search for the new office going?
Search for the new office. Okay. This morning I had a chat with the managing director and chairperson of a company called CBRE. It's the world's largest real estate people, and happens to be a very good friend of mine. And we are going to meet him next week. They are going to advise us on what is the best property, at what price we could get it, whether it should be Manesar, Greater Noida, or wherever, or Dehradun, why not? Yeah. Sorry? Why not? So we are getting, at this point of time, Nothing very hot. We are still here, but one of the requirements is that we should move. We should move from here. Again, for the sake of children, for the sake of efficiency, for the sake of cost. But that's all I can tell you at this point. Yeah.
Are we buying the property?
We would like to. Where's the money? I don't know. But I told people, if there is a property, we'll find the money. We will find the money. We will look for the money. We will find it. We could even look at Chandigarh.
Yes.
My hometown. Yeah.
People are asking whether EMI will be distributed in the salaries.
Yeah. That's called real commitment. And we will have you sign up for life then. Yeah. Okay, I would like to hear other people ask questions. I mean, I was hoping that this would be really a hot discussion day on many issues. Is there anything? Do you feel I'm being open, transparent? We are being transparent as an organization between each other? No? You feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel? You've been there for 1 month now?
Yeah.
More than a month?
Almost a month.
Almost a month.
I've just
What
been
is
filling way too many forms to declare everything, but yeah, it's for me it's just slightly tedious now, but I think I'll get hang of it.
Okay. Tedious in filling forms, or
In the sense to keep everything in order, you have to give papers for everything, you have to give bids for everything, the quotations and all. But
okay.
Yeah.
The 3 quotations and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. But please don't fabricate documents. Even if you don't have 3 quotations,
yeah, of course.
the greater crime is when you fabricate, and it's easy to fabricate it these days. Yeah.
So, but Thomas, I did want to understand this, that especially when it comes down to marketing, where we do so much of vendor external, everything goes to vendor.
Yeah.
This 3 quotation is such a bottleneck. We can never get communication out within maybe a 10-day period, especially I feel in emergencies.
What you need to do is that for a long-term basis, you need to empanel. When there is a peacetime, you empanel those guys. Once you have empaneled them, you don't have to have 3 quotations every time, because you already have a set of vendors you have approved. Go to them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Good. What else? Anything that you want? Nothing? Nothing? Anybody else? Aftab, I'm sure you have a question. Okay. Anybody wants to say, forget about questions, if you want to say something, reflect on something of what is happening. Because last time there were many more questions. But are you worried that we are becoming an organization, as I said, are we afraid? I hope we are not afraid. I hope situations like this would teach us to be careful and, of course, to do the right thing. All you have to ask is that, am I following the 5 values? If you are following the 5 values, please go ahead and make the mistake. Yeah? Err on the side of caution. And values are something which we internalize, which we externalize, and I said that values have got a price. Okay. I think I'm hearing myself too much. Yeah. Ashutosh, a question from you. Okay. I would like to welcome 2 people back into the fold. So it's good to hear that, wonderful when people want to come back. Yeah. But these people, we let them go to set up a family and all, and it said that you should come back. And they are back here. Yeah. Where are those 2? Can I see them? Yes.
It's really good. Nice to see you.
Great. Welcome back. I hope some of you may not know them, so I'm just going to ask them to introduce themselves and why they are back.
Because I want to shift to Delhi. So first I prefer to join Save the Children. If I get the opportunity there, I will join them.
Okay.
So I got the opportunity and I'm here.
Okay. And will you please give your name to everybody and your new name, because you've been married as well.
Garima Agarwal, and I joined in October 2010, and I got married in December 11. So due to that, I shifted from Delhi to Chandigarh. So again, I want to come back to Delhi. So,
Okay. She's a chartered accountant, and she's going to increase the TAT to 1 day. You know what TAT is? You put your bills today, and she will make sure that it comes to you tomorrow. Reimbursement. So let's give her a round of applause for that.
There's more scrutiny now.
More scrutiny now. Okay.
We'll come back to you.
All right. Thanks, Karina.
she came to me and I told her to bring some bid analysis and
Now we know that.
Oh, that's why you're worried.
It's just the day. Today. Bhavya
Okay.
hates me already.
Thank you. How about you?
I am Priyanka. I joined the SAVE on 4th of June 2012 and I worked for 8 months and I got married on 25th of February 2013 last year and got relocated to Bangalore. And I pushed my husband back and I wanted to go back to Delhi, I wanted to work back with SAVE. So that's how it happened. He fulfilled my mission.
Wow. Great. Wonderful. It's a great place to come back to. Yeah. Good, good. And she's joined Rajesh Khanna in the SNL team. Yeah. Good. Okay. And there is somebody else who has joined new. Last 1 month. Anybody? Anybody who feels new? We can welcome you again. No? Okay. So thank you. And then I'm said that I'm told that.
I
Yeah.
have a small point.
Yes.
In
Great.
the last TWT, I mean, it's not to do with the organization here, but we had discussed about the cleanliness issue outside the passage, I mean, the
Yes.
entire area.
Yes.
But it's been a month, so we didn't just rediscuss or do anything about it. It's still the same.
See,
Answer.
we have spoken to certain guys who are at the basement, and most of the junk is thrown by them itself. And there is no ownership about the junks thrown by them. They don't own it. And we started the conversation with them about this place. And they are saying that they cannot contribute at all. Whatsoever we have to do, we will have to do on our own. First point. The point number 2 is that the outside area, just outside the staircase, that is also a mess in terms of the parking of the cars. And those places has been auctioned.
I know you're telling us the difficulties. What is the solution?
The solution is that we have to pay the parking space to the parking guy, get that space, and have that space done by our own.
Okay. Here is what I suggest. In Gurgaon, some of my friends have started a new party, and I was forced to be a part of that party, and it's called Kaam Aadmi Party. Have you heard of that? Okay, it's a Facebook group. We are called Kaam Aadmi Party, and what do? Take up dirty places, go there and clean it up. Dirty places in Gurgaon, go and clean it up. Kaam Aadmi. Can we have a Kaam Aadmi group here and go and clean up once in a while our neighborhood? We will do that in our homes. Why can't we do it? Can I have a set of volunteers to do that? Okay, Shweta, you have noted down all the. All those Okay, okay. We are here to help you. Just take us as a battalion, go down to clean once in a while. Calm Aatmi Party of Save the Children. Good for reminding us. And you will be leading the charge.
We did a lot of Kaizen back in college also. So we used to do the streets and everything if nobody did it.
What? Kaizen?
Yes.
Okay. You know, Kaizen is a Japanese word for continuous improvement, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good. That's a good idea. Brilliant idea. Okay. And whenever you feel your boss is giving you too much work, join the Aam Aadmi Party. Come out and work. Yeah. Good idea. And you have the CEO's approval for that. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Any further questions? Yes. Now we are warming up. Okay. I think the samosa. We need some sugars in our system. Yeah. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that for fun at work activities, can we have something better than Tambola?
Tambola was tried out once. Yeah. No, of course. It is your forum. Can you suggest something? Please do something. You are a very creative guy. The digital creative mind. Please tell us what to do. Any suggestions? We do have cricket. That is fun at work. Badminton. What else? Tournaments. Yeah. And
you could have chess too.
Huh?
Chess.
Okay.
Chess? How many people can play?
I love chess. Football. Okay. Football. Are you? What is this? Lok Sabha or something? You are walking out. This is not Parliament. Huh? You have to ask the speaker. Your boss is calling you. Huh? Okay, just 2 minutes. We are closing. Yeah. Okay. So that is well taken. Where is HR here? Who is representing? Say no HR is here except. Why don't you just take over HR in their absence, your boss's absence? I will support you. I will really support you on that cause. Mallu's coming up. Take over and do this wonderful suggestions about.
And we also invite him for to join the Fun at Work team. So
yes,
he can suggest.
please do that. Great. Any other such suggestions?
Yeah. I was telling her, can we have a family get together sort of?
Who said no? Who said no? Huh? Renu has to get parents from Dubai, so why don't you fly all of us to Dubai? I think it's a good suggestion, but logistics is always a nightmare there, and there is also cost to it because if you get 130 people and their families and their friends and everybody else, it could be. Huh? if you declare it as a Save the Children Day and okay, I think it's a good suggestion. I always thought that as families we are not connected, so it'll be good to be connected as families. But when we become larger, it becomes a little more difficult. But let's try. I think it's a good suggestion. Any such other suggestion?
No, actually, I think this was a suggestion by someone else. I don't remember the person, but even that person had mentioned for when you're having this Eggy Award.
Yeah.
If you can actually get the person's family around who can actually feed.
that they're doing such fantastic work around.
Good.
So that could be
Good suggestion.
Which is,
You do that.
someone suggested it. I can get that's good suggestion. Oh, Pranjit. Pranjit is the man.
Yeah.
Pranjit suggested it.
Okay, if there is no further question, I have just two more things to do. One is that we had introduced this innovation box, and I'm glad to announce that we got 1 in 3 months. It's better than 0. It is 1, and it is by, I must acknowledge she's not here, Mahima Suketa. She's with the Delhi State team, and she has given some very interesting suggestions, which we are going. Some of which is that why can't we have a blog, a web page for exchanging ideas, not just and also put our best practices, etc. Even outside of intranet, there should be a community that can be formed. That's good. And then employee engagement within the states or between even countries. Why can't somebody go from here to the other state, learn things? Again, good suggestion. And she also have suggested more engagement with the corporates with the new CSR policy. Good suggestion. We know that's happening. Why can't we organize panel discussions in top colleges of the city? St. Stephen's, LSR, and so on issues, which also I thought a good suggestion for our campaign purpose, etc. Pragya has disappeared. I think it will be a good thing to engage with such institutions. And there are several other suggestions. One of his another interesting thing is that we all have seen shows like KBC. Comedy nights, etc., where sometimes the staff brings an NGO to talk about its work, and it's working big time. The audience is large, and why can't say the children be there? We should position ourselves to get into such spaces. So good suggestions. We'll be looking at it, and thank you very much. We will communicate this to Mahima for her suggestions, and I'm encouraging you to put in suggestions in the boxes. Yeah, good. Finally, what? A cake has to be cut, and the birthdays and the newcomers. Yeah, that's the end. Cake cut, eat, and film will be messy. So we'll see the film. see the film. Can you put the lights?
I vote for Congress because I think all them they should give a chance. Being Aam Aadmi, I vote for Aam Aadmi.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी
मैं I vote for Jayaprada. I vote for Kejriwal because I think we should give him a job.
वोट मैं पार्टी को दूंगा इस्तेमाल कर लाली यादव के साथ
नरेंद्र मोदी
झाड़ू हम अपना वोट
ममता बनर्जी अखिलेश यादव
वोट पार्टी को देंगे
मोदी ओनली मॉडर्न
हम अपना वोट भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देंगे आई स्टिल वोट फॉर
मैं मोहन शर्मा को वोट दूंगी
वोट फॉर राहुल गांधी
ओनली फॉर योगेंद्र यादव
मैं पुराना कांग्रेसी हूँ और अरविंद केजरीवाल को वोट देना चाहता हूँ मेरा वोट तो इस बार सूरज भान सिंह को भी जाएगा
I support Kejriwal, but I think we support the very positive today.
Kejriwal is a good option for India. I will vote for Arun Jaitley.
Vote Congress to win.
I vote for BJP.
There's one more. There's one more film.
Okay. Very second.
There is one more. मैं बताऊँ? बताओ कौन सा? हाँ दिखाइए, फोल्डर दिखाइए। इसमें आ गई है? नहीं, दूसरा साइलेंट उसका टाइटल है। Just type in silent. Silent ना? हाँ. Silent.
What's that?
हाँ, silent. Yes. ये तो फोटो है, नहीं दूसरा वाला वीडियो।
What do you want, beta?
You don't want the money. You only want the chocolates. What do you want? You can't speak for what you want. You can't even vote for yourself. You want me to vote for you this time?
Good, a round of applause for that was beautiful. And this already came as an ad on NDTV as well as CTV News, and it's on YouTube. I really hope it goes viral. So, you know, at least you guys go and look at it and place it, and so there is 350 people here, and 300 people do that, and you know, the multiplication effect. I mean, if we have 100 friends, another 100, and multiply by 300 into, you know, how much will that be? How many impressions? Plenty. Okay. If you can't count, say plenty.
I just wanted to say,
okay,
that this is regarding the Vote for Children campaign.
Yeah,
we have badges online. If somebody can, download it onto their mobiles,
please do that.
Your status in WhatsApp and Facebook.
I just did that last night on Facebook.
Yeah, you can keep it as a screensaver also on your laptop and mobile.
Good, good. Thank you very much. So I would like all the people who is it birthday? You want to, okay? Can you just read their names out?
The birthdays are like on the 2nd of that's tomorrow. Sima, and on the 7th, Arish. On the 12th, Gargi. On the 15th, Billy. On the 20th, Jyoti. Just walked out. On the 23rd, Sumesh, and on 26th, Ray.
Okay. And for the month gone by, no.
Done for April.
You didn't do me.
We did?
Did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
We'll put it on Facebook.
sorry, old age.
And then Garima, if you
You know, somebody in Hyderabad said, Thomas, even in his old age, goes to all these places. There's a lot of to my self image. Not only that, you know, young people get up and get onto metro. There must be respect, not respect for the age, right? Respect for whatever. Okay, cake cutting, please. Yours too.
No, mine is good.
So come this side, all the cake cutters and the newcomers.
This is a better place to start. Come here. Come, please, all of you cut.
Hello.
Come on, sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, all of you.
Happy birthday
Now it's
to
more.
you.
Now it's more.
And welcome back to Sage. Okay, please cut the cake and do the honors. What is the honors?
Yes.